Right, good morning guys, welcome to what will be probably regular weekend vlogs for the foreseeable future. We're back from sunny Orlando. It was an immense, brilliant, fantastic time, and now unfortunately we're back to the doom and gloom, the grey skies, the cold temperatures of what is the autumnal should I say, months leading up to winter. We're 8 weeks away from Christmas as we speak. We're here, central Bedfordshire, our favourite place to probably vlog here in the UK. ZSL Whipsnade Zoo, it's the sister zoo to London Zoo. Must honestly get back there again at some point, haven't done that in a couple of years. But anyhow, we're here today, jet lag's over, we're going to go and see the animals. Who's likely to be about, you just do not know. They say do not film with children, animals and other vloggers, but there you go. We'll see who's about, we'll see what's happening, and let's go and do this. To be honest with you, it's probably one of the last chances of 2024 we'll get to see the elephant herd out in this paddock. They like to let the grass recoup, regrow, because these are not the lightest of guys, or mostly girls should I say, and they churn it up. It can be a bit quagmirish, and if they're constantly out here they can do themselves injuries, but they're content. They've got their little sandpit play area over the back there, these two adjoining warm outhouses which they pretty much sleep in, and they get plenty of nourishment, food, etc. transported in by the great big shovel load. But elephants are just cool. Not really seeing any major growth spurts from little Nang there, her mum Donna behind. What are you running over here for? What you seen? You're pretty quick, ain't ya? And very cute. You right, Nang? You going for some water, are ya? That I would imagine be Auntie Luca in there. You know what? For such a sizable animal, there's no way I'd keep up with her. Will he sense the food? There we go. Not getting any of that. Unless of course she was spooked by the train, but she shouldn't be because she's certainly used to it over the years. Her mum Donna over there, one of my personal favourites. And that noise you can hear roaring above us is a UFO. Well, of course it's a plane, but because it's so cloudy you can't say for definite, but we do know it is. We're in the flight path of London Luton Airport, probably about maybe 10 miles further to the east of us, but they just swoop in here and land. They're stripping the bark off that tree there. A lot of these animals out here love this substance. It's called lichen. It's like a moss that grows on the side of trees, and they strip it up. I don't know what sort of values it's got as a food property, but they certainly seem to enjoy it, especially the likes of your caribou, your reindeer. Nice little shot of them there together. Of course, unfortunately we are at the business end, so if that tail does lift we get to see a few cannonballs. It's just the dexterity of their trunks that amazes a lot of people. Pretty much like a bunch of fingers on the end of a hand and an arm. Trying to work out how old Nang is now. Gotta be at least 2, I'm sure. Right, she's had her fill, off to join the rest of the herd. A couple of our wild roaming Mara, like the largest member of the guinea pig family, I believe. I don't actually know where these guys come from. It might be somewhere like Patagonia or something like that. They're just chilling out, they're free roaming. You've got these guys, you've got the muntjac deer, and strangely enough you've got the wallabies. They can free roam around this park wherever they want. They must have been originally housed and then escaped, and it's believed that they can just flourish, survive out here, not quite in the wilds, but as nature was intended. Zoo is currently celebrating the end of the Halloween festivities. We've of course pretty much missed it because we've enjoyed our own with Spooktacular at SeaWorld and Universal Halloween Horror Nights, which was again pretty epic. Next year we'll be back and we'll be doing those again, along with another favourite of ours, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So there'll be a lot of boo to you everywhere. Footfall round the park is probably 10-15% down of what it was the latter part of summer, and then from here, this is the last weekend of the, I suppose it's the half term before Christmas break, so you can expect it to be really quiet. So it's a really good time to come up and visit. Of course, you don't know what the animals are going to be doing. They could be sleeping, chilling out, resting, but the foliage is slowly wilting away, so they're more visible. The locomotive probably out for its final outings this weekend before going in for probably repair works over the winter months. But it's even got the Erie Express on it. Everything's set up for just something like little fancy bits for the kids. Train itself, the engine called Excelsior. For those of you who are train enthusiasts, you'll absolutely love this. All of a bygone era. It's great to see. A lot of these parks run in parallel with the use of these old trains, so there's something about them, because even Disney's got them. This isn't of course free, there is an add-on fee of this. I think it's a couple of quid each. Never really took much notice of the signage before. But Excelsior here is 14.5 tonnes. Saddle tank. Been at ZSL Whipsnade Zoo since 1970. So makes it 54 years. I was born in 71. Been here longer than I've been alive. Wow. Of course, as well as these two steam locomotives, they do have a diesel engine that they use as well. So that's kind of super cool, guys. Right here you have the weird species, that is the lesser striped zookeepers, stretching the old muscles there. Very social, interactive creatures, foraging, looking through the bags for a scrap of food. Of course, these guys are just sorting out the pen for the tiger, which is at the top end. I've seen him pacing backwards and forwards. They're putting out bits of food, little bits to keep him entertained, and he'll be out soon enough to have a forage around. More of your station as I said, all decked out. Oh, I can smell donuts. Nothing better than the smell of donuts. And we have a seasonal festive witch here. Where are the tigers? I'm guessing this stripy cat might give us a clue to where they are. He is currently pacing backwards and forwards in this little holding pen area because the keepers, as you know, are in there laying out the food for him, and as soon as that gate opens he will run, bolt, pounce, whatever, roll around in the grass, get himself filthy. We'll catch up with him later and hopefully he's having a good munch on something. Little Vizian, I think they're called, warty hogs. Little hoglets running around. They have this area here and they've got more of a grass verge paddock over there to the side. But with the youngsters about, they'll stay close for the foreseeable future. Well, our friend the tiger has made his way out and got himself a bite to eat. Probably some sort of carrion. It's obviously meat produce of some sort. We're having a good old feast on that right now. Of course, I'd imagine it takes a lot to feed one of these large cats. Now the thing is, people will turn around and say about the colours of a tiger, and we can all obviously see it, but its prey are totally oblivious should I say, to the orangeness. They only see, I think it's a green. They're kind of colourblind, which means that this guy here can perfectly blend in, not be seen and pounce at the very last second. He's certainly a big old beast, that's for sure. And a ton of strength. Made light work of that, that's for sure. Just ripped it straight through that mesh of the bag. And that's a huge chunk of meat he's got there as well. And now I dare say I'll find somewhere nice and cosy, lick it for a bit and then chew down on it. With the glass this side of the viewing area, it's less obstructive. You can see he's quite content, chilled out, got his food. Whether he'll put it to one side and go back to it later or demolish it all in one sitting, I simply do not know. But this entire area he's got to roam around in is simply beautiful. I dare say he won't be in here for long. Obviously the 3 cubs and the mother Anastasia, I believe it was, and Botsman, who I was particularly fond of because I got the chance to do a photo shoot on behalf of ZSL up here in the snow with him one day. They have all since left us, gone on to pastures new, and this guy will be part of the next generation. He will wait for a companion and they will hopefully produce another litter. And then the cycle, the circle of life, continues. But I think for now, while he's chowing down, we'll leave him in peace. This really is a surreal feeling that the last time we see flamingos, Caribbean flamingos like this, was maybe 3 weeks ago. Actually no, it's less than that because it was on a Sunday, coming towards the end of our midi break, a 10-night break in Orlando at SeaWorld, and we'd just been pretty much robbed. And when saying that, we got in, we got ourselves I had a latte, Rachel had a Americano coffee, we had a sugar cookie and a 60th anniversary celebration donut, and it cost us $30. At least Dick Turpin wore a mask. But I do love SeaWorld, and these guys here always remind me of that. A lot of youngsters there, you can see they're not quite fully pinky orange, more grey. Obviously not going to see everything today. Over there in the corner you've got the hippos, the common hippos and the pygmy hippos. Behind us the cheetahs, which I've just seen going into their little rat run, so they're out of view. Perhaps the lions will be on show, they'll probably be asleep if they are, and we'll just make our way around and see what we can see. Well, the lions, as expected, not on view, probably behind a mound asleep somewhere. But this is where ZSL missed out on a trick for their merchandise. They could have packaged and sold a lion bar. That is a lion poop. Our little friends the meerkats are not shy. They've got such a huge area, so you've got to really look out for them. This guy looks as if he could be on lookout. The whole gang of them are making their way across slowly. Our friends the white rhinos in their paddock. Now I think that's the eldest of the two calves, because the other one certainly couldn't be that size. I'm sure it's only somewhere in the region of about a month old. We did miss it last time. We came up here and we decided not to film because it was like a teacher's day up here, and the footfold through the park was horrendous. Absolutely rammed, so where you try and get, and I could talk to you guys about what's going on, all you're getting is screaming kids and whatever, and I don't mind it for the fact of they're getting to see the animals, but they all start play fighting each other and it just interrupts everything you're trying to do. Well, they all seem peaceful and calm today, but I am going to go up to their paddock lodge area at the back. There's a possibility I could find the new youngster in there. It is what it is. I may do, I may not do. Obviously the staffing levels, they may let you go and view. Sometimes it's not in the benefits of the animals to have a large populace of people. Well, there is Mum, and you can just see the little face popping out behind of the youngster. Dinky little thing. So I believe about a month old now. Believe it to be a little boy. Kind of a snuggly, snoozy time for Mum and Litland. You see they're attentive to the noises of everyone as they make their way through. But yeah, super cute, guys. It truly is to see, great to see a lovely next generation. As you've seen from my other videos, or should I say as you have seen from my other videos, these guys, they can bolt. The adults are pretty timid, but the youngsters bounce around like large puppies, and they will weigh a good 20 odd stone. And just like that, Litland is up. But for how long, we don't know. Good old scratch there. Look at the size of Mum's horn. one final glimpse this time of the rest of the elephant herd. Of course we will be back probably here, probably on the week leading up to Christmas. We like to come here once a month to give an update of what's happening. These guys having a little bit of a joust. This was your previous calf, and before him it was Nang. And I actually believe the youngster there that's doing the jousting to the left hand side is Nang. Not Nang, Nang's the elephant, Nandi. And that was a couple of years back. So they grow pretty fast. That's what you need when you've got a bit of an itch, a big long horn like that. If I haven't mentioned this before, as I pan round to the side here, and you see them hills over there in the distance, there's a little thicket area there, and if you've seen Deadpool and Wolverine, there's a scene in the movie where they come out of a little thicket area on the top of a brow of a hill and they're introduced to Dogpool. And that is where that was filmed. Also the film Wicked that is coming out later this month, maybe early into December, that was filmed there as well.
I mean, like the baby area, like the parents would be like...
Up to the giraffes, and the latest giraffe news that we have is that a long time favourite for myself, who was born in recent years, Wilfred, has sadly left us, not in the departed form, but he's now currently residing at London Zoo with another sibling, believe it to be an elder sister, and eventually he will be making his way, I believe, to a zoo in the Netherlands. Hi there.
Hello.
Are you going to stick out your marvellous blue tongue or not? Very majestic.
Hello.
Intrigued by the noises of the aircraft. These are obviously the mature adults. The two youngsters probably stand about 7-8 feet now. They're probably about a couple of months old each. And use that fabulous blue tongue of yours. They've removed the old height banner. There used to be a measuring stick there. It used to show the height of youngsters being born at 6 feet up to the mature adults being somewhere in the region of 16 to 18 feet. Of course the zoo is forever evolving. And they've got puzzles and things now. I suppose this shows how they use their tongues, etc. Ah, they've moved it to the front, that makes sense. These are your two young sisters. I say it's sad that Wilfred, their older brother, has departed, but the needs of the species. Not so dazed by us anymore. They used to be very timid and shy away from us. I guess it's just one of those things that you get used to. It's like you're wearing a lamp on your head. You may just see a head pop up, or two of the two that are in here. This time of year with the leaves down and the colours on their bodies, it's pretty much difficult to see them when they're hiding out in the thicket. But the two African wild dogs are literally right in front of us where I'm pointing the camera. I just see a head This set of ears prick up over the back there. You see what I mean? So well camouflaged. Of course, when winter comes, all this foliage will die off and they'll be a lot more visible. They have got their little houses to the left of us that are heated. They're just chilling out. Beautiful sight to behold as the parakeets fly over. They mate for life. So colourful. Haven't done a bird show here for many a year, but I certainly think we're going to have to come back to it at some point. Probably the noisiest family here at the zoo. All waiting for a snack. Short claw Asian otters. Super cute. We've had Fat Bear Week, so the bears have nourished themselves up, chowed down on whatever they could to get every single calorie, and now they go into a period called topar. It's like a light hibernation. They can wake in an instant if they need to, but they will hold all their bodily fats, urines, etc. for a period of up to 100 days while they go into a deep sleep. So we're not likely to see them again for the rest of this year, unless of course something like snow happens. Seems strange how some animals will hibernate, yet these ones with a bundle of energy will carry on like an Energizer bunny. That is of course your honey badger, aka Wolverine. Just gallops and gallops and gallops and gallops, round and round in circles. Right guys, that is going to do it for today's vlog. I hope you've enjoyed it up here up the zoo. As I said, the animals are unpredictable. You do not know what they're going to do. We've enjoyed it. It just seems like flash in the pan. We was here the week before we went to Orlando, and that's all now distant history. Coming up, I think we're going to go to Rushmere County Park soon. Certainly want to look at getting a few days out in London and doing some of the events and specialties around that area, which means that we'll be able to go into the Disney store as well, and some of the other sort of famous places that we love. Bring that to you guys, because at the end of the day we want it to make it feel as if you're standing alongside us as we go out on these adventures. It's not just basically vlogging and showing you what I'm doing. I want to show you something and try and maybe introduce you to new things, etc., and maybe inspire you to do it yourself, because years ago during the lockdown I sort of thought, you know what can I do, stuck indoors watching people doing this sort of thing, and it inspired me. So hopefully this inspires you in its own peculiar sort of way. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. As usual, been a real pleasure. We'll see you in the movies. Rachel's grabbing a coffee as we speak. See you later. Bye for now.
What?